I do believe it comes down to the district has, as they very clearly have stated, they have their priorities. They're happy with them, but from a broader charter school perspective, we have always taken the position, we have supported that charter schools should be able to serve all students. And so the priorities with an open enrollment environment are kind of conflicting right now. The higher level discussion of this is that this, I believe, is a great example as to why we need a modifications to the authorization process. What this ultimately creates is an adversarial relationship. And so, we're hopeful that they get approved. Clearly, the review committee recommended that they be approved, but then it was the board and the director of the office who recommended denial. But if they get approved, which we're hopeful they will, they really start off on the wrong foot. So having authorizer reforms so that we can really focus on the quality of the application, ensure that they comply with the law and such, and if they're good enough, approve them and allow for a better start in the relationship.
Now, the governor had said, he wanted to make sure that locals did have the ability to step in and say, whether or not they didn't want a charter school. Obviously, they would have to not have met some of the benchmarks, but is there something awry here?
Well, this last legislative session, 2 sessions ago actually, is when they put in open enrollment, and they put in the law, real short version, that a district could give preference to a charter school serving the traditional enrollment categories, which is academically struggling or free and reduced price lunch. But the intention, as spoken, the intention was never to use that as a tool to deny applicants that were not serving the traditional categories. And just to ensure that that was clear, this last legislative session, we put into state law a sentence that states essentially that if a charter school is serving open enrollment, not serving those categories, their application cannot be reduced. So as clear as we could be, you can't deny or reduce your application just because they're not serving the students that the district wants them to serve. So it supports the open enrollment, which was Governor Haslam's legislation.
So is that what's going on here?
That ultimately becomes the discussion. There's a lot of different things wrapped around it. There's a lot of different ways that it's couched, but that's how we see it, is that this is an open enrollment discussion.